cow, we're out of there fast. I got to fix that music transition. There's a way to do it with OBS. Got to get out of that and change it up. How's everybody doing? Roy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a nice sunny day. End of my day.
Yeah.
To play with yourself here.
Yeah.
This is good.
Cool. Well, here I am. I'm actually broadcasting to you from the new machine today. It is almost set up. It's always that weird thing where as you're going across, you realize, oh, there's this thing that didn't come across.
Yeah.
And so we've got
but on the upside, that new machine doesn't have any of the rubbish that you've also installed that slows it down. So not only is it better hardware, it's fresher, it's cleaner, it's ready to go.
I think that's true to some degree. I'm coming to you live from Costa Rica. Roy's over there at the UK. Is that how we say it these days, Roy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you like that?
That works.
And I'm showing you a screenshot in the background here that we took for our baseline of when we were rolling dice. I don't remember what we threw out exactly at the time to get here, but our GPU on the other machine was at 99%.
Yeah, things were not that great.
And we had a frame rate of about 8 frames per second. That was on the number 16th ranked video card in the world as of a couple days ago. Today we're on a brand new machine, number 1 video card in the world. And let's start running some stress tests on it. So we'll bring up this guy right here. Let's do the standard one to test all damage. We'll throw that out at you. Bring up our frame rate.
Seems good.
Let me turn off.
Those dice have got some frame rate back in them.
Let me turn off dynamic throttling here a second and just hit it 30 frames per second all the way across the board here on it. And you can see here that we're getting kind of close to 30 on all of those right across the board with when we do the full damage kind of set. The dice are kind of jumping up and down in terms of what that means. I think is sometimes it's able to get right there at 30 frames a second, and other times maybe it's trying to get in, but not enough time has passed. So it says, okay, we'll wait for the next call. If we jump it up to higher numbers, we actually should. I expect the lines to get smoother. Let's see if we can do that. No, that's maybe not true. Let's try to go to 60 and see what happens. Okay, we can kind of get smooth, I guess. Yeah. And then sometimes we miss it and we have to do it like at 30 frames per second. So you see kind of happening there.
But we're actually at 60 frames a second at all.
So which
is huge improvement.
Let's do test all damage again. Yeah, just to remind you where we were. We were, can't quite see it here. I got to move it down. Let's kind of do this. Like that. We were at about 7 and 8 frames per second is where we were. So what's interesting is the dynamic throttling, that code we wrote. Well, first of all, we kind of need to change it up a little bit. The dynamic throttling is really, we need to tweak it for the new machine. We can still do it. The other thing that's going on, check this out here. These are the maximum number of filters on the roll. I found I could actually bring this up even higher. Like, I don't know, like it was about 20 in my tests. Like around 20 in terms of the filters and the filters on die cleanup. And it can support that pretty high frame rates. So we can drop this down to 30 here again. And I'm just going to use the Stream Deck. And I'm going to type in, let's just start throwing out dice here. So I'm going to type in, let's start with 20. I'll throw out 20 D12s with fire damage.
I got to say, that's looking pretty smooth.
Yeah, you barely dropped under 30 frames a second during that.
Yeah.
That mess there. I think there's no color shifting on this. I think. I have to remind myself on the code on this. I see 2 different kind of flame colors. But look at this. On the cleanup, you got all the color shift.
There's definitely color shifting going on in that part.
Right, in there, because that's all just one asset, and that's all color shifting around. And we didn't even drop below 30 frames a second. So that's impacted by this setting right here, maximum number of filters. So what's cool about this card is it's able to do the hue shifts much faster than the other card was able to do. That was the limit we were running into. So we started changing our algorithm to kind of do less of the work that takes a long time. This setting doesn't do anything right now. I'm not actually using it down there in the code. The good news is that it's going to take a lot more work for Surly Dev to take us out.
Gauntlet thrown down there.
Yeah, it is. Challenge accepted. I'm seeing only 2 viewers right now, Rory. I want to just make sure that we're in fact out there. Surly Dev says it looks like he's out there. Oh no, that's the moderator. I'm not sure if Surly's out there watching us or not. So anyway, that's the good news. So we're good here. We last left off. Our last show was Thursday. I didn't have a show on Friday, Rory. So you were with me, and that was the last code we wrote. We were working on. Check positive here. 6 Positives in the house. Good to see you, 6 Positive. By the way, one of the things that's very, very cool also about the new machine is that even really complex and heavy weight fanfares play pretty smoothly. The two heaviest weight fanfares I have are for Brendan Aes and for Frackberg. So Brendan's, I'll play that for you. It looks like this, and we'll see how smooth this is. Oh yeah, here we go. Here comes Jetsam. Get out of here, Jetsam. Jetsam's in the house. I wonder why I'm not, it looks like that. Oh yeah, we're kind of updating here slowly. It's just taking a while. Jetsam's out there. All right, like butter, good.
It's nice and smooth.
Yeah, Jetsam's only got one in the front. So the impact is these all have alpha channels, and some folks have both front and back alpha channels. And one of the things I started doing to improve performance is I started dropping on some of these. I created them at 720p and I stretched them out. Is what I did to improve performance for some of these. So I'm not sure if that's the case with yours, Jetsam, or not. Yours looks pretty high quality to me, but I do know in the case of Brendan's and in the case of Frackberg's that they both have front and back layers that are about 4 gigabytes each. So it's about 8 gigabytes. It's loading in real time trying to play. So let's take a look at Brendan's and see, because on the other machine it would stutter. You would hear the sound drop out. See if you hear it now. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's smooth.
It's like silk. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
That's the smoothest I've ever seen that.
That's for Brendan. That's Brendan's, because he's got a show called Dev Chatter. Yeah. And so and his Dev Chatter logo. What did you say?
The Brendan I know.
Yeah, the Brendan you know. Yeah, he's got a green dinosaur as his kind of logo, and so that's kind of the thematic stuff that's there. I'll play Frackberg's here.
I like how you lean over to me. It looks good on the screen.
Does it look good when I do this? Yeah. Hey, how's it going? All right, I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know what's going on. Here's Frackberg's. And we got smooth playback.
And very smooth. Just look at that water.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm just trying to swim here, honey. All right. And there it is. So yeah, so I think I'm really pleased.
So I have
results.
only one more question. You know, on the basis of all these improvements, what does your GPU look like at the moment, given that you've just done all these things?
Oh, it's a great question, because we didn't really bring that up while we were doing this stuff.
Because we were at like 99%, absolutely hammered.
Yeah, right now.
Clearly, you have some headroom now.
But now let's watch it, though. Let's come in and let's throw out some more dice. Let's do 30 now. We're going to throw 30 D12s with necrotic damage. So we can take a look at it. My GPU is not...
That actively went down at
Yeah.
first.
GPU is still at 40.
Hasn't batted an eyelid.
And there's each of these heads is an individual piece that's rotated around. It's not color shifted. I'm not color shifting these. I've just got 2 different static ones. But we could change the code and start color shifting if we want to do so. These cleanups are all color shifted. Yeah, the GPU is not even, it's not even breathing hard. It's not even out of breath, right? It's like, it's under 50%.
This is the universe's way of telling you to get more intense on the intros.
I think you're right. The universe is saying, Mark, that other playpen you were in that was like so constrained, you are not in that anymore. You run. Look at you. Yeah, it went down to 18%. It was
taking
taunting
off
me.
The training wheels now.
Yeah. This is the universe saying, is that all you got? So, so in general, pretty good. Pretty good results on that. Let's just keep pushing. In fact, I actually found, I think I told you this the other day. I didn't break my GPU. I broke Canon.js is what I broke by putting, I think, too many objects in the same place and waiting for it to settle down. That's what it appeared to be. I'll throw out, what did I just do? How many dice did I just throw out?
30,
30.
I think you said.
So we'll throw out 40 now. So we'll say, let's do 40 D20s. Just D20s. Well, there are no effects on these, but there you can see the 40 D20s coming out. And yeah, we're pretty much maintaining our 30 frames a second. So the quality is way higher. You're going to have specs for this monster machine up somewhere. Yeah, I could probably do that. It's going to be hard for me to find. I've got it somewhere in a much easier place. And look at the gorgeous color shifting, right, as we clean all that up, right? So it's good. Yeah, I can do that somewhere. So yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with everything. The hard disk space I've got on the other machine, I had, I think, about 4 terabytes, and I was squeezing it. I was getting really tight. I was filling up at least one of the drives all the way with all the video assets and things like that I was downloading to use for stuff. And with this, I bought myself more time, and I've got the ability to expand it easily, adding, I can add like 4 easily right now. I could add 4 more terabytes, and they would all be high speed, and they would be high speed disk access on M2 cards. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I forgot to ask is, given that you've just given us this demo here, you were obviously fairly confident this was going to work. You tested this offline somewhat. But also, last night, was that not a Dragon Thumpers episode?
It was on Sunday. I did it.
Running...
And it was on this.
The day behind.
Yes.
It was on this.
Yes.
How was that going? Did that go nicely?
Yes. From a standpoint from a technical standpoint, it went really well. I had some problems setting up because the new machine, even though I had exported all my scenes across and imported them back into OBS on the new machine, I found out just as we were starting that it didn't include the filters for the players. And so everybody's green screen was still green behind them. And I'm discovering this just as everybody's coming in for the call. And I'm like, what is going on? How do I get them across quickly? And it was there, so I had to kind of take some shortcuts to solve that problem. And I think we were like late starting, and it was all kind of equipment related stuff.
Yeah.
I had some other issues as well with my camera. My camera was freezing on me. And I've got a Camlink 4K is what I'm using to bring in from a DSLR camera that I use for the show. And I was using an extension cord to get it to reach from my desk down to the desktop that's on the ground. I was using a USB extension. And I suspected that might be the problem, switched that out to just a shorter direct cord and moved my desktop just a little bit in closer, and it stopped freezing on me. So it
was good, really.
It was not, the technical standpoint, it was not bad once we started. Once we started going, there were no problems. The dice rolls were fast. So,
because much as we've seen issues on this show, it was really for that show. You had a lot of incoming streams of graphics that were all being composited, and of course the ones that you're generating for the show. It all needed to be output in one place. And there was that kind of jittery thing with various kinds of things. Whatever we experience here is kind of amplified in those settings. So it's good to know that was also working.
Yeah, so in general, I was pretty happy with that. So, the good news is we are, let's turn that off. We'll hide the scroll. Hide it. There we go. So the good news is we're in better shape than I was anticipating based on the specs. Because if you look at just the scores of the cards, this card, its benchmark scores were about 50% higher than the old cards, So I was expecting we would still be at 99%, but at least be competently running. But that is not the case. And hopefully Surly will show up and plant a ton of flowers all over the place, and my machine will be like, is that all you got, Surly? So
Come on, Surly, bring it.
all right, so let's kind of refresh our memories in terms of where we were before. We were kind of working in this space, and we got to a point, Roy, we got some really, I don't know if you were here for this or not, but it's very cool. We were able to come in here and say, add like this, add sound. So now I'm going to hit enter, then hit quote, and then go down and find the folder I want to grab the sound from. So, for example, SFX for DMs. This is where Dungeon Masters can have sound effects that they can just assign to buttons and then hit those. And then now I can go and look at sci-fi and airlock. See how quick it is? I'm one-handed getting this all in. And then grab like airlock 4, and then I can come down here, choose fire event. So that was airlock 4. You kind of heard it. I can give it some delay so it happens after the other sounds, like have it played like 2 seconds after. Like that. And maybe come in and change that to airlock 3, like that. That sort of thing, right? So now what we're doing is we're doing a couple things. One is we're making it much easier to write the lines of code that we need to write. Right? I love how just hitting this, by selecting one, it just keeps, the thing that's subtle here that may not be so obvious, let's do this again, and this is really clever what we did, is when we select a folder, we are actually expanding the folder name plus a text command to re-invoke a text completion. So when I hit enter, it brings it back up, and it reloads what's inside of there. So these are the different sprinkle breath sound effects right there.
So the action that we're actually invoking is kind of show us a path or show us a list of things at a path given the prefix to the left of the caret, but not going anywhere past the quotes.
Right.
And so initially there isn't any prefix, and therefore it starts in that root folder. You pick a folder, that folder becomes the prefix, and as you say, it re-invokes it saying, okay, now give us things in this subcategory.
Right. And notice too, what happens when I do the slash, that means up here in this existing code, I should be able to get rid of that, type the slash, and now see all the different sound effects that are in there, right?
Yep.
Do like the tidal wave sound effect or something like that. It adds the ending quote there, assuming it's not there already. But that's kind of what's going on. I'm just undoing this here, getting back, get rid of this line. We don't need that anymore. To do this, though, let's kind of look at how we were, and by the way, every good idea that Rory has on this show, we end up implementing at some point after I've dismissed it. I just want to say that is, Karen's like,
that's entirely true.
We've noticed, Karen says, she's like, everybody knows that. So, so let's go take a look at that, and we're going to come back here and take a look at this because we're still not using these params. I wanted to implement tooltips today, and right now the question is, well, wait, how are we knowing to bring up to go look in that folder for the sound effects? Well, we're looking to see if add sound is over on the left side, like that. Yep. That's what we're looking for, and what we want to do is I want to make it, Rory said, well, wait, are you, when we first were talking about it, he asked, are you going to check to see what parameter it accepts? Right? And if it does, then are you going to, come in and do something intelligent? And I was like, no, Rory, no, I'm not. I'm just going to do the cheap way. And
in fairness, that would have required quite a bit of scaffolding we did not have in place.
Yeah, today we're going to do that scaffolding, I think. Yeah, so I think we're going to do that scaffolding today. And so let's kind of look at what we imagine that scaffolding might look like. I think it might look like this. Let's go to add sound over here. And the first one is the param one is the file name. So we could do one of two things. We could add it here as an optional kind of piece, or we could do something like this. which I'm kind of imagining, param editor, like this, 1, comma, and then we do the type of the parameter editor that we want to put in here. Right, would go right in there. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And so we say that for parameter 1, and we might also do something else. No, you know what? I'm going to say that's what I think it might look like. So any special editor, any parameter editor, or completion.
What's the second parameter, the type of string used from at the moment in the other param?
Nothing. None of these are used yet. But I thought it might be useful to say what the type is we're looking for. At the very least, just to explain what we're looking. We're looking for an integer. We're looking for a string. That sort of thing.
Sure.
Okay. So, so for here, type of param editor, we need to go find the editor we're looking at, and let's. It's been since Thursday since I worked on this code, so I'm like, forgive me for a second here because I'm totally like, where are you? It's nearby template engine. Is that true? Template engine is one of the things that we use. Code completion command is used in, I was hoping to see that. I think if we look for this, however, we'll get ourselves near that code. That's where we want to be. Template engine, folder completion data. Folder completion data is added and created here. By the way, you may see a bunch of these here. We've seen these. We're looking at them. They appear to be in Visual Studio issues. So I'm just going to be continue clicking enable and ignore future errors. All right, so let's see. We've got complete sound path, but that's inside of the text completion engine, right? So what I think I want instead is I need to change the architecture. I want to make it more flexible. I'll drop a marker here and let's kind of play in this space here. Let's also get some music going because, you know, we like to do that. And let's create a new class. And we're going to call this the sound file completion editor. And maybe that's going to descend from a completion editor or implement iCompletion editor, something like that. I'm not sure, feeling it, but I'm not sure what that is yet. So we've got the sound completion file completion editor. Then in add sound, I want to throw that here.
Yep.
Okay. That also means, hold on. We're in the D&D core. This is low level. That means this thing has got to be pretty low level. It's got to be at least equally there. Okay. In the D&D core, which is, it's a little bit tricky, right? Because it's like, well, should it be down? Because this is a UI piece. Whereas this is a Dungeons and Dragons logic piece, is kind of what's going on here. Now we are kind of extending that with this tooltip because that really doesn't. This tooltip is used outside of it. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on this, whether I move it down or whether I bind it at a higher level, right?
Where does the search mechanic try to find those? So
we haven't written it yet.
With a reference?
We haven't written it yet.
Right. Well, what about the tooltip? Because you do have that.
No, we haven't written tooltips yet. We should. You should almost argue, Mark, do tooltips first, and then do this. In fact, I think let's do that, Rory. I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to come back over to here. I'm going to comment. Well, I don't really need to comment it out. I feel pretty good about this class. Let's put it in its own file for now. It's going to be high level, but maybe we'll move it down. And
see, what you could do is you could create a high-level UI level class, which is a kind of an XYZ adorner. The point being that it will then have a reference to the class in the low level, for which its decorative properties apply.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of that's my 50-50 is. I'm like, should I do that or should I keep it all low level? part of the reason I'm kind of arguing for low level, and it could be lower level than D&D Core. It could be another DLL that's referenced by it, I suppose. But I'm thinking, no, it's got to be high level now, because the reason I was leaning in the low level, it's kind of equally, but now that I think about it, I think the binding, I think this does have to be high level, and it's got to be bound at a higher level.
Where are you? We need your help.
It's Junisko 7.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Is that Junisko 7? Or no, that's Junisko 7 up there
Here. Oh, I am.
with a different Yoda. What's all the little uncharacteristic of Yoda to just take out that other life form without checking it out first? Okay, so yeah, we're going to bind this at a high level. And the reason we're going to need to do this is because the sound file completion editor essentially needs to know about where the files are on disk. And that's a high level specific thing. It's not at all low level with D&D. So that means we are not going to have in our add sound command. Is that still open? Yeah, there it is. We are not going to do it here. I'm going to take that out of there. We're going to have to bind it at a higher level. Ooh, I got an idea. Here's how we can do it. This is not bad. I like this. We're going to bind it here with an attribute that's going to say something like completion editor. I don't know. Completion, parameter completion, param completion. And it's going to take in type of add sound, which is down in D&D Core, like that. And it's going to take which parameter number it's going to on add sound. So it's going to be the first parameter of add sound. Maybe switch the order of these two. Add sound 1, like that. That's how we're going to bind it. Parameter completion. And now I feel pretty good about it, right? Because now it's very clear when we look at that, what that's helping with. And
you can also use navigational tools to jump from add sound to the declaration of it in order to get that link provided.
Yeah. Fred's saying hi. Flame Creations is out there.
Hey, Fred.
How you doing? How are you doing, Fred? We didn't ask you today. Fred's good. So the other thing that I noticed that's also very cool, and I don't know why this is the case for AIM, but on this new machine, the Stream Deck commands are responded to much more quickly than on the other one. On the other one, there was about a 1 or 2 second delay, and I didn't get it. I did not understand that. I would hit it. Now if I hit it now, and my hands are up, his hand comes up about the same time as mine does. So, yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so parameter completion there. I wonder if I can just... So generate type, I bet, is it going to be smart enough to say it's an attribute? It is. All right, that's not bad. I'm going to put it here. I don't know why I made it internal. I kind of like it public. I suppose it doesn't matter, does it?
I think it's probably going for least availability by default.
Yeah, okay. Declare. Why is declare in dots here? Interesting. I'm going to have a new update to code rush here. Constructor. Is that going to work? It did not work. I got a code rush issue here. Let's report it. Okay, kids. I'm right here, and I want to declare a new constructor inside of parameter completion, which is right here. So I'm here, and I'm going to hit Control Dot. I have an option. This says declare with 3 dots on it. I was expecting to see what I could do. I choose constructor. I hit Enter, and the menu goes away, and nothing happens. I wonder if I can come in and choose add parameter. I cannot choose add parameter here either. Okay. Let's come down here and type in CC. and see what I can do. Can I add a parameter now? Add parameter. That works. Okay. And this is going to be the editor type. That, and that's going to be, it says object, but I'm pretty sure it's type, isn't it? Pretty sure that's correct. And then we'll come in and add another parameter. So anyway, can you fix did you see the bugs at the beginning? Scroll back, that wasn't clear. Parameter order. Let me finish up the bug report. Flag creations, the answer is correct. We are using Google Sheets still for the back end stuff, is what we're doing.
Treating it as our database, effectively. But the great thing is that now we're downloading that stuff dynamically, so we're not saving it out as CSVs ourselves to our local disk. We're just reaching out to Google, asking for the data, and in fact we're saving back to it in certain cases, which has led us down our current path, our debugger, where we can save our code execution from within.
Yeah, hold on a second, Rory. What did you say, babe?
I need headphones for a photo.
I think I got it right there.
Oh, thank you.
Is that right? Does that look good to you? Okay, cool. All right, let me just finish doing the log here for the issue. It was that declare doesn't work for attributes. And send that into the chat room. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, so there's these two pieces in here. Now we're going to continue working here. We'll declare property with initializer, pop it there, and we're going to come back, do the same thing here. Actually, you know what? Hold on. There's a shortcut. There's a new command, that, relatively new command that I'm not exploiting in CodeRush.
Yep.
And I want to add a new shortcut for it right now. Let's clear the search filter. Let's go find Mark's Custom here. Let's create a new. What is this? Shortcut is just Y? Oh, I know why. These are, so this is super interesting. This O and the Y are out over where the semicolon used to be on the old keyboard when I switched to the new, not the Dvorak, but the Colmac keyboard layout. Yep. And I found my finger hitting these keys instead. And so I was like, all right, so here's the context. If the left text matches, what is it? A closing paren and the end of the line, and I'm hitting an O or a Y, I'm just going to make that a semicolon. So that's, since I added these, I haven't been making the mistake anymore. I bet these are coming in and saving me. All right, so let's create a new shortcut binding.
What happens if you've got a variable that ends in an O or a Y?
No, it's got to look like this at the end of the line here. Oh, hold on, I can't do it here. I can do it down here. It's looking for that character, the closing paren, to the left of the caret, and I do this. I hit the O,
I see.
Or I hit a Y here, and it does it. What it does is it changes it to that. That's what
I was initially thinking you were talking about the smart semicolon, where you'd be hitting those characters from within the parens, but no, this is the other way around.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So now I'm going to type bind to Control Y, repeat. Don't have a repeat last refactoring. That's what I want, because sometimes I'm going to do this several times in a row here. So I just declared a new one there. Now I'm going to come here and just hit Control Y, and now it just jumps right into it. Sweet. So now I can do this multiple parameters in a row. By the way, I got a spec for a new feature. I think we're going to do it now. All right, kids. So here's this is pretty easy to do. I want to change. This is a new feature request, but it's going to be super powerful if we build it, and it's easy to make. So it looks like this. Look at my custom over here. I have, where's my num1? I have a binding in num1 to execute refactoring, declare local. My num2 is execute refactoring, declare method. My num3 is execute refactoring, declare property with initializer. what I want to do is have one key, and I want to then give it a list of refactorings to execute when I hit that one key. And I want it to find the first one that's available in that list and run it. That's what I want to do. Okay, so make execute refactoring, take a comma delimited list or a semicolon delimited list, whatever you got to do, right? Like this, that allows me to say, these are the refactorings I want to execute when I hit it. So in this order, because if you look at this, declare local and declare method are not going to be available at the same time, and neither will declare property with initializer, because that's got to be in a completely different location. If I bind all this to a single key, that key becomes my declare key. So I just hit it and I get an instantaneous declare. That's what I'm looking for. So that's a small feature and you can do it. I know you guys can do it. You're the best.
So this is effectively execute first refactoring. It's kind of the command, isn't it? Because
well, no, I don't want to change the command. I want it still to be overload this. It's still taking essentially one long string, right? That's what's coming in. Just parse it, look for semicolons, break it up, and run it one at a time. That's what I want to do. I'm going to hit cancel on this right now. I'm going to come over here, just get the text that I need to complete this feature request. We're going to call it execute refactoring. Oh, really? Execute. Look, one of the features I need to bring across is make the sound when caps lock key is
mentioned
hit.
it just last week. I thought that's a fantastic idea for a utility. It never occurred to me.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen it, Mark's got a little utility that effectively just makes a sound whenever he hits the caps lock key. The brilliant benefit of that being that, certainly in my opinion, and possibly Mark's as well, is that the sole purpose of the caps lock key is to turn off the caps lock key. Thus, if you hear the sound, you know you've turned it on by accident, and you hit the key once more and it's gone again.
This is a huge feature. I definitely want the devs to do this. Yeah, I don't know where that feature came from. Flame Creation says, cool, that is one of the biggest things I was interested in. He's talking about the back end, using GC for the back end stuff that you were trying to do. I wanted to make sure it would be a viable solution for me before I fully went down that road. Here's the thing, Flame Creations, I'm not a database developer. I do not have a strong sense of whether this implementation using Google Sheets is dramatically faster or slower, or how it compares with a regular database call. I do know that when we come in and choose initialize data right here, we're bringing in a lot of data from a lot of sheets. Well, I say it's a lot of data. It is, I think we're reading from 10 different sheets, 12 or 13 different sheets. And each of those sheets has at most about 400 rows and at least like maybe, on average, like maybe 10 to 13 rows. So, and there's some UI stuff going on here too. But when I click this, I'll click it now. And then I'm going to click on here. I'll click over here. So that's how long it took. So there's some time to load that up. That wasn't too bad, actually. On the other machine, it was much slower. So it could be that it's a machine-based issue and not a Google Sheets issue. I'm now starting to believe that is the case. Okay, so
you kind of got to look at it from a perspective of compared to what we had before, it is a lot faster, because what we had before was manually going, saving the sheets, and then bringing them down to the local machine and putting them in place, and then restarting things. Here, you've dramatically reduced that cycle so that we can do it as often as we like. Now, you've also got to look at your individual situation. You've got to say to yourself, well, how mission critical is this? Because perhaps this isn't the best thing, if you've got medical equipment depending on it and, NASA rockets and what have you. But for our purposes, it's really good.
Yeah, I just noticed on my other machine I was getting Dropbox alerts that files were changing. And I realized, oh no, I forgot to disable Dropbox on the new machine. So when we did all those stress tests, that was with Dropbox running, right? On the other older machine, we had to shut that down. So yeah, I'm at this point really, really pleased with the
2 thumbs up for new machine.
Yeah, new machine is actually that's what we should have been talking about the whole time. I don't know why we spent weeks optimizing for performance when we could have just thrown more hardware.
No, see, what the new machine proves is that we've architected a solution which is significantly better than it could have been, because we were capable of throwing more resource at the problem and fixing it. It was a well-architected solution
Yeah.
that was able to take that new resource and do something sensible with it.
Right, and as you said, Rory, it is the universe screaming at me that I'm not pushing the limits of my machine anywhere nearly as hard as I should be doing it. And which is good. We got another year to kind of fill that baby up, and then we can get another machine at the end of the year. Are you guys excited, kids?
Operation Bring the New Machine to Its Knees starts today.
Yeah, Flavia said earlier, bring the new machine to its knees, exactly. So I'm just going to admit this, the whole time I thought Fred was played by a friend of yours, and just always available instead of controlled by the Stream Deck. You can also send commands out to Fred. I think it's the word test in a bang test and then like wave, for example. And there you go, he'll do that. There are a number of those commands. We built those a while back. Test, and I think there's a thumbs up, like that. Test thumbs down. Test kill is one of them, I think. Is that right, Roy?
I don't know. I think
Kill him.
He does have one.
I think it's test.
Yes.
Kill him like that. There it is. So yeah, we kind of built those out there before. Okay, so now we've got our binding architecture, right? It's going to be, we're going to use this cool new attribute called parameter completion. It's going to take the editor type in which, maybe not parameter order, but parameter index or parameter number, because we're starting these to be consistent with the low level stuff. We're saying it's parameter number 1 instead of 0. Does that make sense? Everybody cool with that?
Yes.
Okay, not doing anything yet. What we decided a few minutes ago is we're gonna solve tooltips first. And guess who has no idea how we're gonna do that? Avalon edit. It's me. That's the answer to that question. Tooltips.
It could be.
How do I do a tooltip? Is this gonna really help me?
So let's be really specific in what we mean by a tooltip. Okay, this is obviously a hovering box with some text.
I mean parameter. I'm forgetting a word in my search term as well. I want a parameter tooltip.
Right. So we need to know the index of where we are positioned, and then to determine this is it, isn't it? We determine our parameter, not index, but number, and then we can go and find the corresponding set of data that has that in it based on where we are. But it's a tricky one.
Yeah, finding out what parameter we're in. I'm not seeing what I was looking for. I found a discussion of this before. Position tooltip
is this also going to be related to, because you had your the drop-down IntelliSense that we're already using will give you the description of the item you're highlighted over.
See, this
that uses a sort of a tooltip exercise, doesn't it?
Yes, that is correct. Well, we're already doing that. So here's this is the code. This answer I think is actually the correct answer. There's the XAML, so they just got the Avalon edit in it, no tooltip, and then in their constructor, they initialize this tooltip to a new tooltip. All right. Then when the key down occurs, if it's a space, they calculate caret rectangle. Sweet. They set the horizontal offset and vertical offset, set the content, set it always open to true, and if it's not a space, they do this. So let's just do this, because this is like fun and easy to do.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, where's our Avalon? Well, I guess that code is going to be in our main window. Oh yeah, I didn't like this. Look at that. This is happening on Thursday. Oh, there we go. Now it finally came up to the right spot. Let's try one again. Is it just that there's simply... Yeah. On my old machine, that was fast and worked. On the new machine, but it also has a new version of Visual Studio. Look what happens. I click here, hands are off. It shows up on the other side and then comes back over here.
That's very strange.
I don't like that. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm looking for my main window.
Tail Learn Code is raiding with a party. Welcome, Tail Learn Code, and everybody with you.
Thanks, Tail Learn Code. Where you want to tell everybody what we're doing while I open up a file and figure out what we're going to do?
We're augmenting our IDE. And by IDE, I mean that awesome piece of code that Mark's written in WPF in order to tell Google Sheets and our D&D engine about the code necessary to create, in this case, a whole sequence of sounds and effects that happen when a particular trigger is pushed. But our IDE for editing that is not just text anymore. We have color, we have IntelliSense, and we are about to start going down the route of tooltip information on the parameter that you're entering. So that when you, in our first case here, we've got, I am a file, this is the file containing the sound information that you need to broadcast. And the second one is maybe the time index. So we would like different information in a tooltip depending on which of those you are about to enter.
Yeah.
And we think we just discovered the mechanism by which we should do exactly that. So,
That's what we're going to do. All right. So we need a breakpoint is kind of what we need. We got a preview down command for the editor right here. So I can come in here. Let's hit the left arrow key. Oh, that's nothing happened on the left arrow key. That's going to be a preview system down, I bet. Yeah, I bet it's a preview system down, which is a different event. Let's just I'll hit the enter key. Space. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We're not running. We're not debugging is what I meant to say. Okay, so we can go ahead and add some of this code in here. Do this. And there's our tooltip. And we will, let's do this. Call this our parameter tooltip. A lot of these errors. Okay, there's a parameter tooltip. We want to go get into our constructor. We'll create an instance of it in the constructor. Does that really make sense? Maybe I should do it on demand. Let's do it on demand. All right, so let's create a new property of type tooltip. And like that. And if it's null, then we want to say new instance, like that. Let's see how we're comparing with the sample code over here. We were setting some properties on it too. Okay. Placement target is not text editor. It's going to be TBX code. Like that. Placement mode. Okay. So I'm missing there. All right. Here's my new tooltip. I don't think we need a setter on it. Okay. So there's my parameter tooltip. Create on demand. I think it's going to look like this. We're going to have a method that says show parameter tooltip message, which I actually think should maybe be an object and maybe called content, like this. And then I want to come in and say parameter tooltip dot. Let's actually just grab all of these pieces right here. This is going to be TBX code. Okay. And content is equal to content, and is open is equal to true. All right, cool. There's that. We'll have a hide parameter tooltip. And if parameter tooltip is not null, then we're going to say it's probably going to be as open as equal to false. It's going to be embedding. Like that. I'm just doing this because I don't want to do this create on demand if this is accidentally called from anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird to create something just to hide it.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I have conflict about this because there's no way I'm going to be calling this really anyway. And what's the expense? It's an accidental open. So is that extra line of code really worth it? And in another situation, it might be, but in this situation, I'm going to say no. I'm actually going to argue against it. Yeah, is open is false is all we said. So there's my show parameter tooltip. So now my preview key down, this is where I think I want to set my breakpoint. I want to check to see what parameter I'm in, and I want to then use my tooltip to say what parameter number I'm in. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so let's run it and see what happens. Yeah, I never knew that just simply throwing so much hardware at a problem was the right way to solve the problem, right? It's one of the awesome...
Well, the only problem now is that there isn't much more hardware than this that you can throw at it. Mind you, we do seem to have earned ourselves quite a bit of headroom with this particular upgrade.
Yeah, but in another week, in another year, we're going to come right back and we'll be okay again. It's going to be... It's really good news, it feels like. Okay, over in the code, bring up mage hand on casting. And now I want to left arrow. Nice. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I want to say else if actually there's a faster way to get that in coders. It's LF for else if. And I want to say if is nav key e.key. If that's the case, then I want to say show parameter number or show parameter tooltip and maybe do something like this. Parameter number is equal to get parameter number.
Yep.
That. And then if this is greater than 0, then we're going to show the tooltip, and we'll just do something like this for now, where we say parameter number like that.
So this will effectively show the parameter as we're navigating up and down, or left and right within a method, a method call, but it won't fire if we have just hit the comma to change from parameter 1 to parameter 2.
You're correct. Okay, so let's do this. Or e.key equals key dot comma. I think that's
Maybe.
it. OEM comma. Yeah, you said the same reaction I did. OEM comma. And no modifiers down. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure operator order preference priorities is going to be, this will be executed first before the OR. Pretty sure about that. Okay, so is nav key. We need to declare that. What happens if I type in switch here? Come on, Code Rush.
There's a lot of keys that could be.
Yeah, I know. I was aware that this is a possibility. So we start at line 6296, and
The odd key or two is a possibility.
we end at 68. So 600 lines of code were just generated there. It wasn't too
Well,
bad, but
on the upside, if you actually wanted to use that, that's a lot of typing you did not have to do.
yeah, no, it's true. And we're gonna go find the nav keys inside of here. I'm just gonna scroll and through them. You know what might be nice here though is if it says, "Hey, whoa, there's a lot. Do you want everything, or do you just want to like a UI might pop up here?" Okay, I think that we're getting in the space here. We've got left, up, right, down, home, end. I'm not sure what next and prior are. I'll keep them. Why not? No space. That might be all we need. I'm going to say it's those second keys. So now I'm going to come in, group them. Oh, but you know what? There's also page down and page up. Let's at least get those two as well.
Right, now they're nav keys, but if you're hitting those, are you not leaving the method in question, and therefore there's not a lot to show a tooltip for?
No, I don't think so. Wait, why is page up and page down? Need this. Oh, the prior and next. There it is. Look at that. Prior is page up, and I bet next is page down. Okay. So I like page up and page down. Yep, that's what they were. Okay, if that's the case, we'll return true. And down here we say our return false, like that. Okay. So there's is nav key. Get parameter number. We're gonna be totally cheap on this. Is what we're gonna do. Okay. Probably faster if I come in here. Good.
If you are on, let's say for some reason you've got quite a page of code, as you say, and you're in a method and you're about to transition into, well, you're in parameter 1 of a method call that has two arguments, and you hit either down or page down, and you arrive in a location where there is no method.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get parameter number.
Yeah, well, get parameter number is going to return 0 in that case.
Okay.
And so it'll come back and say, sorry, nothing, I can't do anything. I'm not in the right spot, or if I'm inside a method, or if I hit home or end, same situation. So that's my intention.
That's cool.
All right, so now we need to get the line to the left. I think, didn't I write something here? Get line, get left. Where is it? It's not here. It's
Probably
somewhere
not in the main window.
Template, yeah, it's like template. Is it either the template expansion engine? What is it? Come on. What? Why don't I see what I'm thinking should be out there? Let's see if I got anything with carrot in here. Nope. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna drill down and find it. It's, I think, not far. Expand template. Let's go to expand template, and let's go look for left in here. Get word left. I'm looking for get text to the left of it. Let's just use CodeRush. What do we got? Get left, get line left of. There it is. In the text completion engine. Private though, static and private. Yeah, we really want it public.
The nice thing about static is it won't have any dependencies on instance-based stuff. You are passing the text document in at least.
Yeah.
So this could be in the engine. It could equally be migrated to, I don't know, text document helpers or something like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, there's definitely, since we're in editing continue, I want to do this.
Yes, that of course limits our options.
Right, we can't change it, so but I can do this. Get line to the left of. And so now we're going to, actually wait, now I'm going to change this up in terms of what I'm going to do. That's where I want to be. Let's go back to main window. And I want to say, text completion engine. I'm going to go and I'm going to pass all this off to the text completion engine and have it do the work. So I'm going to say, return text completion engine dot get parameter at caret at position, and I'm going to pass in tbx code dot document and tbx code dot text area dot caret dot offset. Cool. All right. So that's going to do that. Now let's go declare that. Now we don't need that piece we just added up here. We can go do the work down here. Let's rename this to caret offset so it's consistent. Whoops. That's what I'm passing in. All right. So line left, left line left of the caret. Now I want to, so this is cheap.
Yeah.
And I just thought of a second area of cheapness to it that we can do. But the first area is simply just split the line by commas and count how many elements there are, and that should tell you what parameter number you're in.
Yes. So the number of commas will tell you how many parameters to the left of you.
You've got to at least, though, inside of the line left, you've got to at least have a opening paren. So I would do this. If line left dot contains, if it does not contain an open paren, we're going to say R0. Okay. Now we know it contains that. Then I want to say, let's create a new variable here called parameters. It's cheap, kids. I know this is cheap and it's not going to work in every case. I think we also need to see if line left contains, or line left contains a comment delimiter.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Then we're going to get out of there. So we are going to work in either of those two situations. I'm going to put a big to do here. Make this work with strings if you like. Strings containing parens and commas if you like. And the reason I say if you like is because this isn't a product that we're selling. We can solve, so it doesn't have to be perfect, and we can solve like 95% of use case scenarios, maybe 99% with the code we're right, and we can get it to the 100% or 99.9%. We can bump it up a little bit with a lot more code and effort and work in test cases. So I'm kind of like, let's just get that 99%, because ultimately I'm just saving myself time when I'm creating the special effects, right? That's what we're doing here, is making it so that we can add those special effects very, very quickly. And so I've got if you like right here. Okay, so line left is there. The parameters is equal line left dot everything after the open paren. Then I'm going to take parameters dot split and I'm going to split it on the comma. Like that. All params left. Like this. And let's see.
Pretty much just the count of that then, isn't it?
Yeah, although I realize I do have a problem here, is that, so parameters gets everything after there. I do want to do one more thing. I want to say, hey, if line left contains closing param, then I want to say line left is equal to everything before the closing param. No, wait, hold on. If it contains that, we're going to say return 0. If there's a closing param to the left, it's going to get out as well. So it's cheap. This is cheap code. Let's do a /h to document this. This solves 99. I'll throw in 98 here to be a little more conservative. 98% of use cases. But it's very hacky. Like that. Okay. So if it doesn't contain an open param, then we're out. Or if it contains a /, 2 forward slashes, like it's a comment, or it contains, the left side contains a closing param, then we're going to get out.
Yep.
Okay. Then we're going to get the parameters, everything after the open param. Then we're going to split them. And then I think it's simply return this dot count. Or length rather, sorry. Flip Creations sent me a DM. All right, I'll take a look at that after the show. Is that cool, Flip Creations, or do you need me to look at that now? Yeah. All right, I think that's the code. I'll set a breakpoint in there because I kind of want to step through it. And I think we're in edit and continue right now. So here's where we are. Line left is add sound. Spells with essence. There we go. And it looks like we're at the end of the line. Because line left is saying, oh no, you've got semicolon. So that's the left of the line. So that means we should get out. Yep, right there. Let's set a breakpoint down here and see when we get inside here. Run it. Okay. This indicates, the red background indicates that we've disconnected from Twitch. I'm just going to click the it's a button right here down there.
I'm noticing a slightly strange issue there, Mark. Although the semicolon was in the stuff to the left, the caret's actually flashing to the left of the semicolon.
Oh, you're right.
So was that all evaluated before the movement actually occurred? Did you tap left arrow essentially to get in there?
Oh, you're right. It happened before the movement occurred. Okay. So we need to, that's a great point, Roy. That's a really good point. Also, we need to add support for changing the caret position based on clicking, because right now that's not doing anything. But let's see what happens if I just move the caret here. So I'm moving it left. I'm going to run that. And so here we go. And so it's going to say parameter 2. That's correct. We're in parameter 2. So it's not bad. Not bad. But wait, why didn't we see a tooltip? Is it because we had a breakpoint here? Let's see what happens when we move. There you go. Okay, so here's the problem. Oh yeah, look at that. It's where we were.
So it lags by 1.
Kind of, yeah. We needed to do it at a different time. So not bad though. So we're here, move over to 2. It doesn't see it yet. One more time it will. Okay, so we're asking at the wrong time, is what we're doing.
But what we're asking and how we're asking it, that's all working fine.
Seems like it is, isn't it? And it's
that's good. It's a choice of event maybe or something similar.
Yeah. So we want key down is what we want instead of preview key down. The problem is that I think key down is not going to get us true on the nav key. I've seen this before. Let's see where our other key down event handler is. Look at this. It's not lined up. Oh man, look at this. So guess what? Guess who added the CodeRush feature? Guess what? Host IDE added a new CodeRush-like feature. See the dash lines? Let's go turn that off. Go into options here. We're going to go with CodeRush on this because CodeRush is still a little bit better. Also, the dash lines is our mistake. It's absolutely a mistake. I don't know why they did that. I think text editor, XAML, general. Here. Where are you? Where are you in C#? Let's go looking for this setting in C#. I turned it off in C#. Block structure guides. That's the setting there. It's in advanced. See what we got over here for XAML.
Can you type that same phrase into the search options and see that the XAML subsection does come up? Doesn't call it the same thing at least.
There's one here, but I'm not seeing general.
Show structure guidelines is about 5 down in that second. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now just CodeRush in there. Okay. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it when this happens. I don't mind Visual Studio or the host IDE coming in and making something better, but when they make something worse and turn it on by default, it kills us. It absolutely kills us because now all of a sudden we're now in a discussion. Play Creation says you might want to see it. All right, hold on a second. Play Creations. I don't quite have all my buttons set up. What's going to be the fastest way to bring this up? I think this is going to bring it up. Drop it over there. It's got the wrong channel logged into it though. Okay, hold on a second. I got to come into all right, let's go over into my other machine. I'm going to take it from my other machine because I've got a one-click button that can get me into it faster. Oh no. It says there seems to be a lot of crackling in the background from the mic.
There have been moments where that's the case. I think perhaps knocking the mic or something similar. For me, at least, it hasn't been constant. Collaborations, we don't mind that kind of comment coming straight through into the chat room. If you've got quality issues of any kind, please do let us know immediately. There's no problem with that. We just want to get you the best experience we can, and the quicker we see it, then the better. So if that happens again, let us know. Or for that matter, is it okay right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, how's the quality of sound? Let us know. No problem. He says, all right, no problem, but I'm not sure if he's saying no problem with the sound. So, okay, so let's see. We're in the Avalon text editor. Here's my key down right here.
It says, yeah, right now it's great.
Let's just set a breakpoint here and see if we arrive at this point. Good to know. Thank you. See if we get there when we use the arrow keys. If we don't get there, there's no key down. I got here from Alt-Tab, not from the...
So what if on the key preview, we detect the fact that this has happened, we set a Boolean saying you should check this out, and then when the second event fires, we observe the fact that we were told, yes, we can do that, and do the calculation, albeit fractionally later.
The second event is not fired for arrow keys.
Oh,
watch.
Okay.
I've got the breakpoint right there. You see it, and I'm moving arrow keys all over. You get it with preview, but you don't get it here.
So the Boolean would get set, but we'd never fire into the second one to observe that it had
been
set.
I think we're looking at setting up a dispatch timer. That's what I think we're doing to make this whole thing work. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go back over here and we need to do that about here. So let's do the preview again. We're going to say, what is it? Dispatch timer. Tool tip timer. And we'll come down here and we will say, hey, I'm going to still ask no, I can't actually ask any of these questions here. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, hey, if the tooltip timer is null, then we want to do a new instance of the tooltip timer. And, oh, I've got a, what is it? Control 0. I found this shortcut. Were you here for that, Rory? Control 0 will add or remove braces. It's a new shortcut I added using that execute refactoring command that we have. So now I can very quickly add and remove. It would be, to be honest, it would be nice if it would remove it here, but it doesn't. It goes there. It's not too bad. Yeah, but it does work there. So if the caret's on one of these, I think it works here too. Oops, there we go. All right. So there's my new tooltip timer. What are my parameters? Interval is equal to, I'd say 250 milliseconds is good. Let's, nope. What is it taking here? What are you, a time span? You're a time span. Okay. So we'll say time span dot from milliseconds 250. Okay. There's my interval. Set my tick event handler. The S is unresponsive. Do we just lock up the S?
Not even flashing a carrot.
We not only locked up.
It's gone, buddy.
Wow. Wow. Look who's here.
I blame Mr. Michael Jolly.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
Get out of here, Michael Jolly. Nobody wants you here. Says Twitch hasn't shut the stream down yet. Someone must be on vacation.
I don't know. Barging into people's streams, shutting down their copies of Studio.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, so here we are. We're back inside again. Look at this. Invalid markup. Did we really have a problem here? I thought our markup was okay. Let's go look for TBX code.
That temporary still is there, yeah.
We didn't change. Oh, wait, did it? What's wrong? Yeah, I think this is all incorrect. I think that I trust that that's all going to get better. Let's see, where were we? Show parameter tooltip here. Okay, so we lost just a little bit, not too much. Time span dot from milliseconds to 50. That's where we were. Then we were down here. Dot tick plus equals tab. There we go. Tooltip timer tick. And now in the tooltip timer, we want to do this. Get parameter number. Both of these, we're going to really need to dispatcher invoke these. So I've got a coder's template DI, which will give me the dispatcher invoke call. And I think that's enough time. Should be more than enough time.
I think it's more than enough. Effectively, all we need is time to get from the moment that we've actually registered that this navigational key has been hit to Visual Studio having responded to it by moving the caret, so that when we ask the question, where are we get an accurate answer. Yeah.
I'm going to call tooltiptimer.stop. Pretty sure I don't need that to be inside of dispatcher invoke call. So I'm going to throw it up there at the top. And these need it because they're accessing controls on right here. It's because of this reference right there. That's on the form. Yeah, Dragon Humpers. Yeah. That is, what is it, tomorrow night? It's on tomorrow night. We're switching to Wednesdays. Got a new time for Dragon Humpers. We're getting better, kids. We are getting better at this show. There it is right there. Every Wednesday and Sunday. That's our time when we're doing it. Go give us a follow. I think you'll like it. It's pretty funny, and there's audience participation as well. So, you say something funny, and we're going to see it. Everybody's going to see it. Bald Bearded Builder is actually a really funny guy, and when he is up there on the show. Whoever thought that stream up should be committed. Come and get me. Come and get me, kids. You got to find me first. Yeah, we're switching on you. Sorry about that, Flav. We did that because just for everybody's schedule. But the cool thing about it is the team. It's a committed team. It's a bunch of folks who are really committed to doing it and doing a good show. It's pretty funny. Take a look at some of the highlights that are out there too. You can take a look at those. And yeah, it's kind of taken on it's gotten to that point where it's got its own momentum. And I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot, right? And also, it's like super easy to do, right? A lot of the work that was needed, we essentially did on this show, right? Creating the pieces for the special effects and running the game, yeah. So anyway, that's it. Check us out. The new guy riffs off of "Lady So Well." Cool. Yeah, new guy is Miles. That's the character's name. Played by Rob Petery. Yeah, everybody's pretty good. I think, and I have a really good time. I used to do a comedy podcast with Carl Franklin, Richard Campbell, and my wife Karen Mangicotti years ago, called Mondays. And there were often moments of really laughing hard. But there weren't a lot of moments where I was laughing hard. And with this group, there are times where I'm laughing really hard with these guys. And right, we do that a couple times during the show, and I feel like that's a pretty successful show, right? That's the whole point, is right to have fun, come up with things that are really funny, and be entertaining. So that's what we're trying to do. And I feel like we're almost at a point where we're like looking like we might be pros. So cool. I don't know. That's what I'm trying for. That's why I moved to Costa Rica. Yeah. It's even started to attracting trolls, right? We had last show. It was funny too. During the show, we had this guy who was like, kind of funny, but also kind of like really obnoxious. And I basically said during the show, I gave everybody mod privileges, and I said we can kick him out if you want. And we ended up letting him stay in. He ended up quieting down, whatever. And I guess he, whatever. I guess he maybe liked the show. I don't know. But he didn't leave. He was there, according to the chat window. Yeah. So we're getting some trolls in there. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how the whole thing works out. Fred is really the star of the show. Are you the star of the show, Fred? I just gave him a wave command, but he didn't wave because I think we had a crash here. Is that why we're not running? We got to get this thing running. Let's get this thing running so Fred can wave. There's a timer tick. I think this is going to work. Let's see if this works. By the way, anybody who just joined us, we are working on parameter tooltips for our code editor, our script editor for the app. The script editor allows us to bind special effects and behaviors to different Dungeons and Dragons spells or features for players. So players can have features like shape shifting, right? Changing to a wild animal shape or something like that. So I'll show you that in a second here. Come over to code, click on Mage Hand Casting. So this is the code that's executed. And what I want to do is when I move the caret, I want to, let's turn off the breakpoint here. I want to see what parameter I'm in.
So this should work as if we nav over the comma there from one point to the other.
Yeah. So there. So I'm here, parameter 1. Now I'm at parameter 2. That's what I was hoping for, right?
So we fixed that previous bug. That's
and now
good.
When I move out, I should see nothing. What? Okay, that we got to fix. And what about here? What? Oh, because it doesn't put it down.
It's not updating.
It's not taking it down, I think.
Yeah.
It's got to explicitly hide it if it's up. So I think the question is where to put that. That's my question.
At some point we're gathering the parameter number, and if it's 0, then that's our indication to hide, right?
We got to hide it here. This is where we got to hide it, right there. So let's set a breakpoint there. Let's do our move. And now we're going to say if it's greater than there, then there. Otherwise, we're going to say, wait, what happened to L? Why didn't the else template expand? IF, does that expand? It does. L is not working here. Why isn't L working here? Let me report a CodeRush bug here. Let's just do this. Devs, I'm not sure why L is. Look at this is my code. Do I have an instance of Skype up and running here on this new machine? I don't. All right, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to save that code so I can get it back, and I'll paste that code in for you. It's in mainwindow.xaml.cs. I'm going to check this in too at the end of the show. But I'm right here inside dispatcher invoke. Let's see what happens if I take it out of the dispatcher invoke. I'm suspecting that might be it. If what happens here? Else works here.
Interesting.
But it does not work. L does not work there. That's the bug. That's the issue. So do me a favor, kids, and look at that. Fix that. How did this come in here? What is going on with that? Let's look at that one more time. Text expand for issue. Oh, I think I know what's going on. It's Visual Studio coming in here. So let's do this. My last one might have had a problem too. I just realized. So we call this issue, and we're going to say L template not expanding inside dispatcher invoke call. That's the issue. I got to paste that into the chat room. There it is right there. Cool. Issues reported. Devs have it. Okay, so we want to come down here and say else hide parameter tooltip like that. And I think that's going to fix it. What'd you say?
That'll do it, yeah.
Okay, so now parameter 1, nothing, and there it is. All right.
Good stuff.
Getting closer. Are we not?
We are. However, with that, Mark, the time has come, on today at least, that I'm going to have to depart.
Oh, man.
Sadly.
No worries. Never buddy.
Mind.
No, I really appreciate it. Is he gone?
It's my pleasure.
Is he gone, everybody? Time for a party. Rory's gone. No. We can write some really cool code now, kids. All right, buddy. Thanks so much.
Oh, dear.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much.
bud. I will catch you the same time tomorrow.
All right, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.
All right, bye. Rory's the best, kids. He is the best. Let me do this. Clear all those nameplates. Come back over here. Hide that scroll. Okay, good. So now we need to show the parameter tooltips. That's our next thing. We want to actually show it. So instead of just saying parameter number 1, we want to go find that tooltip. Let's figure that out. Let's figure out how to do that. So show parameter tooltip. Here's the content here. I want to change this. I want to change this. All right, let's do this. Set a breakpoint here. Move the caret. There we go. Now I want to say, I want to do something like this. Let's come here, add braces there. And I'm going to say get and get parameter tooltip. I'm going to create this. Let's go declare that there. And we're inside the dispatcher invoke, so we're cool. We know we're in the right thread here for it. And now here we're going to say, let's go look at. Hold on a second. Let's do this. Get, or what's this? Active method call. That's equal to, pick up a marker here. Let's go with get parameter number. Text completion agent. I want to do something like this. Get active method call. Get active method call. That's what I want. Okay, so active method call is here. Let's return null for now. We're going to come in and do something with this in a second. I'm going to set a breakpoint here in case I forget to finish this work. Let's declare this. We want to grab the line to the left. Get identifier left of. I don't want left of. Get string left of. I think I can work with that. Let me do this too. I'm going to close down. I'm just going to my other machine because I noticed something working on it. I don't need it to work right now. Okay, get string left of the document like that. So here's the string to the left. We call it line left. And we'll say if line left dot contains if it contains that, or line left dot contains that, then I'm going to say return null. Okay, so there's no active method call there. Or we're going to throw one more at it, or line left dot contains, it's got to have at least an open paren for it to be called an active method call. So at this point, then we can say, okay, let's say return line left dot everything before, and it's a hack. We'll document it as a hack. Give me everything before that. And maybe call a trim on it, like that. And we could verify that this is a legal identifier in that space, and if that was the case, we could say, okay, we're good. Otherwise, not. Let's document the hack. It's a hack, but solves a large number of use cases with very little code. All right. So again, since we're not creating a product that we're shipping, I can hack here. It's an extension method, Surly Dev. We added it. We created it here on the show. So I have everything before last, everything before, that sort of thing. Everything between. So we just basically created these has. Has is a variation of contains. I didn't know about contains when I first wrote has. Has something is, oh, that's cool too. See if it's not null or white space. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on there. Just some extension methods we added here on the show because we wanted the code, simplify the code. So that's what I'm going to do there. Get active method call. Is somebody taking over my show? Okay, why are people whistling so happy when pudding comes in? Why pudding? Why is everybody so happy? Surly, if you want, check out my new machine. You're on it right now, buddy. I'm going to challenge you to plant as many flowers as you can, right? All of those flowers using color shifting. Try to bring my system to a halt. My GPU is at 20%, sucker. You're going to have to, okay, it's at 40 now, but it's at 40. You're going to have to plant seeds like crazy all across the bottom of the screen if you want to try to, yeah. Oh, did you get my GPU up to 46%? Oh, but now look at it, it's down to 30. Look at that. Isn't the new machine awesome? Yeah, my new machine is like, dude, you can't even bring me to my knees, buddy. My old machine is like, it's an old, raggedy old grandpa, I think, compared to the new one. Yeah. So each one of these flowers is 2 different sets of animations, and the animations are color shifted. So you can see the color shifting that's going on. So that on my old machine, we would see the frame rate drop, but look at the coins spin. The coins are continuing to spin at 30 frames a second. It's clearly a message from the gods right here. The message from the gods is that both Surly and I are not here. Let me do this so Surly doesn't get mad. Okay, this is the gods are saying, Surly and Mark, you guys are not stressing out your machine enough. That's what the gods are saying. Isn't that cool? Yeah, new machine. I'm liking it a lot. It's incredibly competent. Yeah, Surly Dev says nice. We should probably work on that code that allows you to, that doesn't, where you can send these commands out into a private room and control it, so we're not spamming the regular chat room. Pudding says, hello, Mark and crew. How's everybody doing today? We're good, I think. Pudding says, I'm always happy. Pudding, we're always glad to see you. I just don't understand why this music is so happy when I'm getting pudding dumped on me. That's what I don't get. Okay, so we got a really crude, kind of hacky kind of thing here. But okay, get active method call. Let's run it and see what our active method call is. Null. Where are we? Let's go ahead and we're going to return null here. We're going to return it. Let's see where we are in the caret. Well, that should return something. Let's see what's going on with that. Why null? Let's go step into that code. Here we go, diving inside. Whoa, string left of the offset is just the letter S. Oh, I know why. I don't want string left of. I want get line left of. Right? Let's try again. Get back up here on this line of code. Setting statement. F10. Now it's my line left. Add sound. Good. Okay. And is that going to work? There we go. Add sound. Sweet. Step 1. Step 2. We need to look at our, there's a code completion data. On the type. So we need to, where do we get all these types? Where do we load all these in? Function completion data.
I love trash.
Oh, look, it's Oscar. Ah! Why? Always Groversaurus. D&D functions. Where are we getting these? Expressions get functions starting with token left of caret. So in expressions, we have all the D&D functions. Those are loaded up. They're dynamically loaded. And if you're not sure what those are, those D&D functions are all of these things that we've added here, such as add sound. It's just a function. There's the name of it, and it allows us to use it in the script editor, which let me just run here so we can get out to the script editor. So we can call add sound. And then it does the actual implementation of it. So it knows what parameters it takes. Here they are right here. These two are described in these two tooltips here. So this function, add sound, is added automatically because it descends from D&D function and it's added automatically to our expressions engine. And there they are right there in this thing called functions. So now what we want to do is we want to, where do we want to grab this? It's probably here. Somewhere in here we want to come in and say, look, hey, expressions dot functions dot first or default x equals, this is a great CodeRush template here. In fact, I think it works with any letter equals here. So m equals, right? It just does that. So you don't have to go type that harder character to hit. So x equals like this. And we're going to say, I think name equals active method call. Like that. Oops, I hit the CodeRush key, which I don't want to do. I'm training myself to just hit num1 to just declare it quickly. We'll call this the D&D function, like that. And then we're going to say inx for if null then exit. INR works there as well. I'm going to say return null. Oh, we're not at a breakpoint, kids. That's why we got all these underlines here. What happens if we just run now? If we set a breakpoint here, we're running. Let's see what happens when we invoke it. There we go. Oh, it didn't execute. It didn't file the code. I didn't do it. So now if I delete it and add it back, will you do it? Come on, I want these underlines to go away. Okay, finally. Oh, what's going on here? I think it is the capturing issue. Capturing variable that hasn't been captured before. Okay, so we got to stop. We got to break. And we'll keep going. We'll restart. So if it's null, then we're here. Now then I want to say this, get custom attribute. No, I'm sorry, get type. Like that. Does dot work here? Nice. So this is a new feature in CodeRush, dot. So if I'm here and I want to just make a call on it, I can just type the dot here, and the caret moves outside and it invokes IntelliSense for me automatically, or IntelliRush, whichever one you have turned on. So get function type, get custom attribute, so GCA, there it is, and I want to pass in the attribute I want to get is called param attribute, like that. I think I got to do a type of. Is that right? Okay, good. Oops. I want to just hit num1 for my declare local that I created. We'll call this param attribute. And, oh, but you know what? I want to get custom attributes. I want a list. That's what I want. So back here, num1 again. There we go. Custom attributes. Good. So inx again. If null, then we're going to get out of here. And then I want to, I suppose first or default again, x dot, oh, hold on. Can I do this? Probably not. Yeah, but I think I can do it if there's a cast, is that right? And then maybe a toList call at the end. That I think did it. Okay, so now I want x of index. Oh, really? I called it index. Ugh. Equals. I need to know what number I'm in. Get parameter tooltip. No calls to this yet? Hold on. Oh, because I've got code that doesn't compile here. I want to send in the parameter number. That's what I want to do. Okay, there's my parameter number coming in. So when the index is equal to the parameter number, get out of there again, null. And then now we're going to say it's equal to return param attribute dot description. And I think that's, we can just start with that. We can get to that point and let's see what happens. Let's run it. By the way, yeah, Pudding says no more lag. Oh yeah, that was a while back. It looks like I missed some stuff. I think we're good. One other thing, Surly Dev, is I'm now got the data for this is all stored out on Dropbox. So if we ever destroy it, we have version history built in. So that's new and improved. I'm initializing the player data. Yeah, things are better. No more coin losses. That's what I think. All right, so look at the code on casting. As I move the caret, let's see what happens here. Active method call is sound. There's the D&D function. We found that. Attributes are 2. That means we've got 2 parameters. Looking good. Get the parameter attribute. Looks good. The name of the MP3 sound file. Sweet. Look at that. Let's play it and run it. Let's just run it and see how it works here. So we'll come back over here. Move the caret. I want to clear these breakpoints. Wait, why is it saying parameter 1? Okay, I see why. Ooh, and it's in a dispatcher invoke. I don't know if I might be able to change it here. Let's see what happens here. Move it. Can I change it here? Like that. See if it works. Looks like maybe it's working. There we go. Name of the MP3 sound file located, or subfolder to play. Okay, that's at 250 milliseconds. I'm going to change it to 50 now. Ooh. I'm going to need to set this to null. And let's change this to 50. I think 50 milliseconds is more than enough time to come back in and check it. All right, so back over here. This would be more responsive. Add sound. Let's go to here. What do we get here? The name of the effect, the hue of the effect. Look at that, kids. Saturation of the effect. Look at that. 0 is gray, 100 is full color, defaults to 100 if not specified. This is awesome. It's too high though. We need to drop it down. Let's get that thing dropped down. I'll make that look better, more beautiful later, but at the very least want to drop it down. You thought the issue was that you were shutting down the bot before it could write the data. I don't actually know what the issue is for sure, but I'm speculating, Surly, that the issue is I was shutting down the bot while it was writing data. And so it opened the file, tried to write it out, and I just hit kill. That's what was happening very infrequently, but it was always happening during development kind of thing. I would go back and all of a sudden everybody would have 0 coins. So that's what I thought was going on. Anyway, if it happens again, we'll be able to look at it and see what's going on, right? We'll be able to go through version history and find out and also recover. So this, I think we need to do something here. We need to offset this by a little bit. carrot bottom seems off, but let's add 9 to it. See what happens. See what we get. Better. I think I want something else. I want something else that says, hey, if the tooltip I'm showing is the same one I already showed, don't move it. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so we're going to say, oops. Like that. If last parameter tooltip is equal to content, and parameter tooltip is open. Is this a Boolean or is it nullable? It's normal, so we can just do this. Okay, so if the content is equal to the last one and we're already open, then we're going to return. Otherwise, we're going to come down and say, hey, the last tooltip is equal to the content, and we're going to open it. And I think that'll keep it from moving while we move the carrot. So let's try it now. There's one. No, it's still moving. Is it because it's an object? Is that my problem? Name of effect, name of effect. Are we open? Oh, we're false. We're not open. I think that's the problem. What are we setting it to false? Hide parameter tooltip. Set a breakpoint here. We're not calling hide. I'm confused. Is it that they're closing it automatically? Let's no, because yeah, it says it's false. But is it false? I'm wondering. Let's do this. Choose code rush, split the conditional into 2 different lines. Let's hit the breakpoint here instead. Is the problem? Yeah, the problem is that these aren't showing as similar pieces here. I think we need to do this. If we have to essentially typecast them as strings. If content is string, and should I change that? Oops. CS, cast to a string. CS, cast to a string. I'm just going to do this. Why do I have this? Oh, because I'm running and not at a breakpoint. Okay. All right, so let's come back here, show it again, pop that in. And can we step through it? So at least getting now to here. Let's come back again. We're not open now for sure. Let me just run it, see what happens. There it is. So it was just the types were different. So there's the name of the effect. We might want to do it right at the beginning of it, as opposed to here, right where the caret is. You need to find the beginning of the parameter. That would be nice. So it shows right up into the beginning of it. It's not caret right, caret calculate caret rectangle. We need to know how far we are from the previous parameter, the beginning of the parameter. Get parameter number, get parameter tooltip. I think we need get parameter start offset. I think something like this. And again, we're not at a breakpoint. I think it's similar to this. Yeah, these are bugging me, all these lines. It's hard to develop with them here. Set a breakpoint. Get somewhere in here. Okay. Let's write this code down here. Okay, so my line left, I'm getting everything after that. All right. I think it's the last one is what I think it is. Let's go back over. Let's make a call to this. We'll step through it and look at the code, see what it looks like. Get parameter number is here. Now I want to say feel free to launch your own drone with drone. Welcome, Raiders. Oh, Jean. I didn't see that. Raiding Party 4. Thank you, Jean. Welcome, everybody. Ragat Wow is out there. Sean Valjean says hello, hello. Yeah, welcome. We are working on parameter tooltips. We're working right now on getting the parameter tooltip to show up right underneath the parameter. This is for our scripting code editor that we're building. I think I can run now. Should be able to run. And this is it right here. So we're working on that, and we're just that's kind of what we're doing right now. All right, so we're in here right now. We're looking at trying to figure out where the start of the parameter is in the line of code that we're looking at. We're kind of adding some hacky code here because this is not a product we're selling. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's a tool that we're using, so it's just got to solve like 99% of use cases. So that's what we're looking for, something like that. So we've got nothing here. We have everything to the left is there. Length is 1. So this is the code I just copied from here. We're in parameter position number 1. The question is where does that parameter start? I think the answer to this is return caret offset minus all params left, get the last parameter and get its length, how long that is, whatever's to the left. That's what I think it is. Let's set a breakpoint here, see if that works for us. So we're here, I move to the right, and now my caret offset was 71, and now I'm going to say, well, it's 70, and run it. I think this might actually work. Let's just see what happens. Let's turn this off. Let's see what kind of trouble we get into. All right, I think it might be working. We're not using this parameter start offset yet, but let's use it. So we're going to go here, and we're going to use it when we show the parameter tooltip. I think. Calculate caret rectangle is useful, but I want to kind of create my own caret. What is this type? How hard is that to build one of these? Oh man. We could do it. It's not too much work to create one. And we can call this. Is there a way to calculate caret to rectangle from somewhere else, though? Doesn't look like it. I was hoping from text area we would have it. All right, let's kill this. Let's pass in parameter start offset. Or we could do this. Let's do it. Pass in parameter start offset. So let's use CodeRush to add the parameter. And then I want to come in and say adjust left. So how many characters I need to move to the left? That's going to be equal to the caret offset minus my parameter start offset. So that's how many characters I need to move it to the left. That's what I'm looking at now. Then I'll just multiply that by the font width, which I don't know. Where can I find that? Because we're using Avalon Editor here. Okay. How do I get the font width? Because the size is the font height. I'm not remembering how to do this in WPF. Let's go look it up. Wait, let's upvote this answer because yes, that helped us out for sure. Seriously, I'm not signed in. All right. Still upvoting it. Signing in. There we go. Okay. So we upvoted that. That was super useful. WPF, get font width. Oh, look at, I was here before. I love it when this happens. I don't like that I have to use that much code. That's sad to me. It's sad. Yeah. Okay. And nobody's got an easy way to do it. That's kind of clever. Okay. All right. Let's put this up here. Now, what's happening down here? You know TBX code. You're right there. I think these errors are incorrect. Just waiting for the system to realize that. Oh, this is not incorrect. It's because I didn't have that down there. Okay, so now I can do called a measure string. My just left is there, and then I want to say the horizontal offset is the caret right minus a just left times measure string. I'm just going to throw a space at it. Dot width. All right. And I actually don't want to be calling measure string every time. That's really kind of super inefficient. So let's do this. Let's create a field here. Call it space width. That, and then we'll say if space width equals 0, and space width equals that. Then we're going to adjust left by the space width. That might do it. Double to an int. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Let's make it a double. So TD will create a double type, a type double, and then here, horizontal offset. I want to turn this into ints, even though it's a double. Do I need to? Yeah, I do. I kind of want to do it. Math.round. There. I do. Normally, I wouldn't worry about it on this machine at all, but it's just kind of a, it costs more in general to put things on boundaries that aren't aligned up with the integers. Okay, so we are loaded. Here, let's initialize player data. Okay, so now we're hoping to see it lined up with the beginning of the parameter, even if we enter from the other side. It is not working. Okay, well, let's figure out why if we can. So the breakpoint here. Okay, adjust left is, what's my space width? 0. My measure string is coming back 0. Well, consoles. Where's my font size? There it is, 22. I think I've seen yeah, there's a problem here. This has to do with word wrapping, as I recall. So what we want to do is give it another string to measure. So let's get out of there. It's because I passed in a space. Let's do this. Since it's consoleless, it doesn't matter what we pass in. So let's come back in here, execute the line of code like this. And now what do we get? Now we get 12. Good. Okay, now run it. See how bad or good we are. Okay. So it's kind of there. It is lined up right in the middle of the commas, what it looks like. So now I want to actually move it over at least by half a character. And if there's a space here, I kind of want to move it over the space as well. I'm not sure about the space, but I can definitely take care of this here. Actually, it's going to just by changing adjust left to add a 0.5 to that. Like that. What? This should be a double. All right, try again. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. It's got to be minus 0.5. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, check this out. The line, I'm moving up and down, but it's not redrawing it because it thinks it's in the same parameter, but I'm changing the line. So I do need to remember what line number I'm on as well. So it's kind of here. This, basically we're getting here and exiting. So I want to say, excuse me, dot caret, dot line. Sweet. Okay, there's my line. What's the line number line? Cool, 4. Then I want to say, hey, if that's all the same, and you can do this down on its own line too. We say if last line is equal to this line, and if we're open, then get out. Otherwise, we're going to say it's equal to that, like that. And now that should work if we go up and down. It redraws it, even though it's the exact same tooltip. I don't like the contrast of this. The contrast is too low. It makes it hard to read. It's like gray on gray. It's not good. We should at least make the text, the tooltip text black. Is what we should do. Let's see if we can figure out how to do that. WPF. Wait. I want to go back up into this one. Okay, I was just going to see if there was a comment about I know, not terribly helpful, but I think it, I'll say this. We'll do that. Throw that comment out there. We edit it to a question mark. There we go. Okay, good. All right, now we want to see. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can do that. That might work. Because we've got the Avalon edit up there in the XAML. Even though the XAML was like had those errors. Let's see what's going on with that. Looks like it's okay now. Okay. All right. Can edit and continue just solve that for us? No. Does not look like that's solving it. But would a restart fix it? Let's try a restart. Hoping that this hot XAML reload would solve that. The invalid markup is worrying me a little bit. We saw this when we restarted, but it doesn't, I'm not sure where the problem is. Check the error list for more information. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. If I close the file and reopen it. Windows not supported in a Windows Presentation Foundation project. It's taking forever to get to an answer. Yeah, okay, we know that already. What is your window of the window? Your casing is incorrect. And this down here says install .NET Framework 4.7.2. I don't know if this doesn't feel like it's true to me. And then install .NET Framework. Really? Is that really what we're going to say is the problem? Because it just happened on the restart. Yeah, we're already got .NET Framework 4.7.2. Let's try closing down and restarting. Starting back up. There's a problem here. What's going on there? Nope, that just went away. And look at that. It was a restart of Visual Studio. Okay. All right, well, at least our instincts, at least there was no problem for real, and our instincts proved correct on that. Okay, cool. Let's go back over to do the code. And I forget what we were doing. We're trying to change, we're checking to see if now the tooltip is showing up in red. The theory being is that SAML hot reload does not support a change to the resources of the LN editor that we added. So we just added, let's go find it so you can see the code. Right here, we just added this right here. Basically a target type based on tooltip, and we're going to set the background to red. We just added that to see if we can now change the tooltip using the XAML. If we can, that's great. We can redesign it in here. Let's look at it. Here we are. Here's the code. Bring this up. Let's move. Yep, it was a restart. Okay. Cool. So now that we know that, do I get Coders in here to help me with control clicking? It looks like I don't get it on there. Can I get it here? The background. And let's see, does Coders give me a color swatch here? No. Why not? Make sure I have the options on for color swatches in code. Huh. That's turned off. I'm not sure why that is. It's because I set new options and not copy over my settings. Interesting. Okay, now I've got the red up there. That's what I wanted. So now what I want to do is come in here and let's make this a light background, kind of a yellowish kind of thing. Like that. Good. Property background. What, am I going to get IntelliSense here for foreground? Looks like I am. Let's make that much higher contrast. Low saturation. But I'm going to keep the same hue. That. All right. Now let's run it. Initializing player data. Oh, that's initializing. I want to open up another file on my other machine. Look at what's coming next. The things we wanted to talk about. All right, here we go. Let's look at the new tooltip. See how that looks. Better. Okay, the borders, contrast of the border is too high. Too high. We need to drop the border contrast. Is there a property called border? color border brush. I'll take that. Let's come in here and we are going to make this low saturation and kind of a medium. Maybe there. Okay, so there's our border brush. I think that's all we need to do. We need to restart. That's one of the things that we saw. Also, I want to handle the mouse down, I think, with that. And in my mouse down, I kind of want to see I think I want to invoke the timer. Let's take this and extract this out into its own method. I'm going to say create tooltip timer. Like that. So on my mouse down, I want to do the same thing. So that way, if I click anywhere in there, it'll still show me the tooltip for it. See how that works. Just shows clear data. What's happening? Are you getting here? We're not getting there. Mouse down's not getting us there. Through the carrot. The border looks way too high contrast. I don't think anything's changed. Oh no, it has changed. It's just too high contrast. Okay, let's drop it down more than that. The mouse down is not coming in. Let's do a preview mouse down on it. And let's come down here. Let's take this border brush and make it even lighter. Was it really like that? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, that's fair. All right, we're going to take it over in this direction, right about there. Okay, save that, run it. The cool thing is, now that we have the ability to know what parameter we are in, we should be able to also change the architecture to bring up, to select dedicated tooltip completion implementers or providers. That's what we want to do. All right. And code. That's not where I wanted to take you. All right. There we go. Now we get a breakpoint. All right, run it. It's not showing though. That works. Border's better. It's not bad. It's not bad. So now we have, oh, but look at this tooltip is not. That's not using the same style. Yeah. The thing I love about this now is now that I'm inside the editor, I can now see what each parameter is. This is the hue, that's the saturation, that's the brightness, that's the scale, degrees to rotate the effect, the degrees to rotate the effect per second. We want to have an auto rotation, time to wait before showing the effect. And I think I've got even more parameters out here that are optional. Secondary hue for effects that have 2 components. Secondary saturation, secondary brightness. And then that's it. Cool. I think I'm going to end the show. I think it was a good show. Thanks everybody for sticking with us. Let's go get you a raid. And how can I do it quickly on this machine? Can I do it actually? I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if I can do I think I can trigger a raid for my second machine, even though it's not running anything here. I can totally do that. I'm doing an SGOI session. Don't forget to mention Saturday. Oh, that's right. So, Live Coders Conference. Yeah, I know I can type in /raid, but I want to know who I'm sending you out to here. I'm going to send you out to CLW, Club W, CLW. I like to say Club W, but it's not. It's CLW. Yeah, on the Live Coders Conference on Saturday, I'm doing a Science of Great UI session. It'll be about 25 minutes long. We're going to cruise through it quickly, but stay tuned for that. DevExpress is also sponsoring that, so you've heard of them.
DevExpress!
They make Code Rush.
Code Rush!
And we'll see you later. We'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow.